Salut și bine ați venit. I will switch to English. I heard there are people in the room that are not speaking Romanian, so we are actually somehow in advantage because most of the terms here are very hard to translate into Romanian anyway. So yeah, we'll go ahead. My name is Ovidiu, and I live here in Cluj. I work as a security engineer, and most of the things I do are related to security, as I will show you in a bit. I'm also the chapter leader of OWASP. If you know OWASP, Open Web Application Security Project, is a very big global project that is trying as much as possible to raise awareness about security, to provide tools. So there are so many open source tools in the OWASP projects list. You should check it out. I mean, there are tens of projects which are free to use, and you can easily start with them because they are easily deployable from GitHub and from various sources. Also, OWASP is a membership-based organization. So if you like the things that you will see on their webpage, if you like the project, you can always register as a member. You get some benefits for that, like invitations to conferences, global conferences. You get the right to vote for who's going to lead the OWASP organization, which is again something great. And what you get actually is the chance to get involved into raising awareness about cybersecurity. Here in Cluj, actually, we are somewhere around 700 members on Meetup, on the OWASP chapter. So if anybody here is not a part of OWASP, I encourage you to join our Meetup page. And we organize 3 to 4 meetings every year, and most of them are with speakers from here, and we showcase stuff, and we have even seminars or hands-on labs with things that you can do in cybersecurity. We have CTFs. It's cool. Join the community here in Cluj. I think we are the biggest security community in Cluj-Napoca, so again, that's something very nice. So meet up OWASP Cluj, join us, and we can meet after that. Today is going to be pretty much all about open source. So I've compiled a guide plus some tools that you can use if you don't have anything related to this specific area. So there's no excuse to have a little bit of security within your company or within your project. You have so many resources. We at OWASP are presenting them most of the time. You just have to use them. And this is me. Like I said, I'm in the cybersecurity space for quite some time. I've worked as a software engineer for products that prevent data leakage, and they do that by protecting endpoints and protecting, data that flows on the net, at rest even. I also, I'm a consultant, and I offer consultancy services for cybersecurity and auditing, like ISO 27001, GDPR, HIPAA, all of that. And that's pretty much it. Today, we are going to see some tools that you can use and combine to create your own open source cybersecurity platform. It will not be something complete. I mean, there are so many topics that you need to take care in an organization when it comes to security, but there are dedicated teams, and there are, colored teams within the organizations that take care of certain areas. In cybersecurity, there are 3 types of people. I mean, generally, there are 3 types of people. There are the builders. These are people that are actually coding and designing products that you can use for cybersecurity posture and for cybersecurity enforcement. We have CrowdStrike. Here is that's a company that develops tools for that. We are working on a product for cloud security that is doing that. So these are the builders. They are the breakers, either good or bad. The breakers are actually most of the time the hackers, but also the pen testers, the people uh, that are spotting security issues, and they can provide guidance on how to fix it using the tools from the builders most of the times. And the third category would be the defenders. Those are people that are like they are auditors, they are CISOs, chief information security officers. They are people that have more to do with policies and procedures, and those are the people that will actually make sure you enforce security in your company. We are going to talk today about some tools that can protect what's called a blue team perspective. This is something that you can use to analyze threats, cybersecurity threats, to understand what type of assets you have and what's exposed, what's with vulnerabilities. You can even create sandboxed environments so you can test and close some threats or understand how they propagate within your network. And of course, you can use some of the free tools to enforce those to be stopped. So for network security, most of the companies are using what's called unified threat management system. Those systems are very powerful tools that are actually gateways that filter, or at least they try to filter, all the traffic that goes within a company network or in a cloud environment. They are very powerful commercial tools for that, but there are also a few alternatives that you can use if you have a lower budget or if you have none at all at the moment, like no security gateway for your company. PSNs, this is a firewall plus many functionalities. It's free. They also offer hardware, so that's somehow their commercial part of PSNs. You can buy the hardware, then you don't have licensing costs because it's free, but it's very powerful. I would easily start with one of these tools. Of course, they are not that easy to manage and install like a commercial tool because those have dedicated people to do that, but you can do it on your own. Nowadays, most of these products are delivered as Docker images, or I don't know, maybe an instance in a cloud environment, so you can easily start with something there. Then you have Zeek. Zeek is again a very powerful IPS, which is, I think, the most powerful one. That's something they developed because all the other tools are using Snort, which is an open source component maintained by Cisco. So they are working on defining rules on how to filter traffic, how to identify, I don't know, malicious traffic, anomalies in the network. All of that can be used and can be somehow identified using these rules from Snort. Actually, there is a very powerful tool from Sophos, or Astaro, used to be Astaro, and they are using Snort on like a scanning engine. So you can imagine how powerful is that, because Sophos is actually one of the best UTMs in the market. So that says a lot about the tool itself. There are other great tools that you can use. There's Smoothwall. Smoothwall acts also like I don't know, if you care about like a net nanny or something, they can identify I don't know, bullying on the internet, or some bad words on which shouldn't be used within your company. Or if you want to monitor your competition, you can use that if your employees are trying to get hired. One of those, you can actually create filters, and you'll get notified when people search. It's a proxy. and when people search stuff or they go to URLs, you can see that. IDS stems from intrusion detection system, and IDS it's intrusion prevention systems. These two components most of the times work together because one identifies the issues and the other prevents them by blocking the traffic. That's one of the most basic usage of IDS IPS. Then you have Wireshark. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have used Wireshark. It's very powerful. You have a very nice visualization tool you can use to inspect traffic and to see, I don't know, something that's unseen at other layers in the network, like in the application layer or tools like that. Facebook has a very powerful tool that can identify a lot of information about the systems. It's called OS Query. They market it like an endpoint visibility tool, but actually it discovers the entire network, the components, and they know everything, pretty much everything about that host, like IP, what operating system is, what version, how many unpatched dependencies are installed on it, and stuff like that. Okay, so this is for network security. As you can see, it's very basic, but it's a start. There are so many companies and so many people, developers, people that should have at least a little bit of security within their network, even if it's at home. I have a free version of Astaro UTM at home, and it's doing a great job on not getting spammed and not getting, I don't know, malicious code from website, because they are blocking and you get notified when you try to access a page that may have some JavaScript payloads or stuff like that. Those pages are automatically blocked and you get a notification if you do it, or if your kids are doing it, or if your employees are doing it. Okay, then you have incident management and response. This is such a hot topic nowadays. Pretty much the endpoint security is shifting towards endpoint detection and response. This is something that, again, CrowdStrike might be a leader in the world at this EDR approach, and they are cloud-based, so most of the stuff they are doing is machine learning, very powerful, and they deliver that on the agents which are installed on the endpoints. But again, those are commercial tools. They're very good, but of course comes with a very high price. You have some tools that you can use and install to collect data and to make sense out of it. You have the Hive, one of the most maintained security incident response platform. It's free. It comes packed as a Docker Compose file, so you can easily install that in your company and try to set it up and see if you get something out of it. And there are other tools. It's this Siphon.io, again, is something that is composed of several services, and it has an Elasticsearch stack that collects data and tries to display it in this dashboard for you. It's a start. When you are not satisfied with what you have there, like results and the information you receive, you can move to a commercial tool. That means you have a good business if these tools, which are open source, are not enough for you. So you should consider moving to commercial tools at some point. Okay, another very important aspect of knowing how to deal with threats and to identify malicious applications and malicious traffic is to subscribe to threat intelligence feeds. These are feeds which are maintained by cybersecurity professionals, and this is pretty much all the things they are doing all day. They are creating lists with known vulnerabilities that you can use. Of course, you cannot use it manually, you have to use it with an automated tool. So you can use these feeds like OTX from Alien Vault, which is an CM solution. They have a very nice threat intelligence feed where they publish daily everything they find on the internet. Like if they find, I don't know, that an application which is very popular and very often installed in systems has some malicious code inside. Um, Also, most of the antiviruses rely on this type of feed because they are creating signatures based on the research others are doing, and of course those companies are doing as well. But most of the tools you will see that they have some sort of threat intelligence feed connection. So you have options to connect a certain feed, and that feed will allow you to identify those type of systems. It's not an easy job. You won't be able to do it yourself. These feeds are maintained by companies like Cisco, by companies like I know, IBM, and I mentioned also Alien Vault, which is a leader in CM. Again, that's something very, very powerful. And there are tools like this, which are still open source, and they are providing you a visual feedback on how a certain, I don't know, thread has propagated within your network, or how it reached your specific network from other locations. They have these maps, so you can see exactly what was the path from where it started and why was your company or your product or your cloud targeted as what was the reason and who tried to do that. I don't know exactly how good they are. I haven't used any of these threat intelligence tools yet, but I'm planning to use them for us, and I'm pretty sure they will be okay. Okay, then if you want and you care about the security within your company, we know that most of the times the users are actually the people that the users are actually the main threat because they are not aware of what's inside files. They are not aware of phishing attacks. They are not aware of many things. A program to raise awareness within your company is very welcome, but that takes time, takes dedication. You cannot have the developers working for a couple of days, I don't know, per month or something like that. But what you can use, and it's actually very used in a lot of companies, are tools like Yara. And Yara allows you to identify malicious code in pretty much anything. And not just in code, in binaries, in text, in network traffic, and it's used by Airbnb. It's used and it's with binary alert. They have this tool installed there, so you can see on this chart that they are collecting the files from everywhere within the company, and before that gets delivered to an endpoint, it tries to see exactly what's inside that file. Is it going to have a malicious behavior? Is going to try to connect to different hosts? Will it try to contact command CC server? All of that gets identified in that tool, in Yara. Again, another good malware analysis tool, which is still a sandbox like the previous one. It's called Kuko. It's a system where you upload a file. It has a Docker image and it provides you this web-based server. It's very easy to use because you just upload the file, or you can use the API to upload it automatically. It scans the file and it displays what's inside that file, what type of threats might be included. So if you don't trust a system that, I don't know, maybe if you have a system that uploads files to a web server because you want to process some Excel files for your customers, using such a sandbox environment might be a good approach before you save that to a persistent location. Because if you do save it and it has any type of threat inside, then that's gonna spread on your network or in your systems. So you can use this based on the feed. You can take some actions like block the file, I don't know, delete it, quarantine it, whatever makes sense for you. Okay, and this is a very hot topic nowadays, cloud. Everything is cloud. I mean, it started more than 10 years ago, but in the last 2-3 years, it gained so much traction that anything's related to cloud. Every company is using AWS, Google Cloud, or Microsoft Azure. I think actually the order is AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. But also there are companies like IBM, Oracle, Alibaba. All of these companies are offering public clouds to their customers, and they are pretty much all the same. And if you ever heard of OpenStack, that's the standard that started all of this. So OpenStack is you can use OpenStack to create a cloud provider for your home. There are so many companies here in Romania that are doing that. One example is Orange. Orange has an OpenStack installation, and they offer cloud solutions to their customers. So it's not AWS, they are not using any of the big public cloud providers, but they are a cloud provider as well for their customers. So now, securing all of these public, private, or hybrid environments where you have both of them, like you have a private cloud in your office based on built on OpenStack, and you have also Microsoft Azure for the public part. Securing all of this has become a headache because there are so many resources and there are so many unknowns. You have to train people. You have to take them to certifications. AWS has, I think, hundreds of certifications. Not hundreds. They have hundreds of courses to learn about cloud, and they have more than 10 certifications for their solutions. So we actually have to invest a lot of time into training people to use the cloud, and you have to invest even more to train the people to secure the cloud. And for that, you do have some open source tools. They are still in the early stages compared to other tools which I showed you earlier. Like if you compare any of these tools to, I don't know, pfSense, which is a mature and stable product, most of these are still in their infancy, but they are still a start. You can start with this to analyze your cloud environments. You'll get some reports on what resources you are using, how well they are protected. You can get feedback like, do you have, I don't know, databases exposed on the internet? Do you have any storage like S3 buckets which are not protected and they are publicly exposed? All sorts of tools, and some of them also offer compliance, so you can actually run some of these tools to generate reports. Like if you have, if you're a payment processing company, you have to adhere to PCI DSS, which is a big thing because you have to change a lot in your company if you haven't done that from the start. If you want to be PCI DSS compliant, you have to work a lot in your company. These tools can also help you with that. They will generate a report and they will tell you, hey, you have to be sure that you close the port RDP for remote desktop protocol. Be sure that you close that on your virtual images in the cloud. So use them. GitHub has a lot of resources, and again, AWS probably is the best cloud provider with the most resources when it comes to security. Also, in their product, in their services, they have like maybe 10 services which are dedicated to security, like identify users which are misbehaving, identify traffic which is not right based on the average usage of your cloud platform, identify, I don't know, open ports all of these tools are available. They come with the price, but they are not that expensive. So use those. If you're using cloud, invest time to protect the cloud, either train people or use some tools for that. This is a tool called Forseti, Forseti Security. It's for Google Cloud and it's maintained also by Google, just as an example. But it's a very good tool to get a cybersecurity posture of your cloud environment. There is the same for AWS. There are tools also for Microsoft Azure for that. Okay. No, I just, okay, and another interesting tool which I found like half a year ago, and actually I didn't find it. It was used by a company I work with in the UK. It's from Apache, and it's quite powerful. It collects so much data. It has so many feeds available out of the box. It's open source, and you can attach all type of sensor data, which gets collected and gets displayed very nicely on this interface, which is an Elasticsearch interface or Kibana interface, wherever. But it's free, and you can do big data analysis. It has a Hadoop cluster on the back. So if you need that type of power to analyze data, again you have tools which are free, which are open source. This is one. The next one, it's actually even more versatile. It has all the Elasticsearch stack in it, and it's used for hunting, meaning that you can use it to analyze data within your network. It has the graph interface, which is again something you should have and you want to have in your company, because there is a saying in cybersecurity that most of the defenders or the people that are trying to protect companies, protect data, protect workloads, think in lists. So all they see is this list of assets in a cloud environment, and they consider how can I protect this asset, because I can see it in my list, and of course, if it's here, I need to protect it. This is not the way the breakers or hackers think about it. They're thinking in graphs. How can I use this to get there, and maybe at the end exfiltrate some data from a system. So they don't see lists of systems, and they don't care. They look at one system, they try to see all the connections, and based on that, they're trying to move from one host to the other, and eventually get to a system that has valuable information for them. And they will exfiltrate that because they will sell it, and you will get a very bad reputation as a brand. This is Elk, hunting ELK. I don't know if they have added these features, but if they have added Mitre, which is again a threat feed, actually it's a vulnerability database. It's cool because you will see all of that matching the systems or matching the assets that were identified. So they will say, I don't know, a certain VM in your cloud environment has these vulnerabilities based on what's in the system. And one of the great features of this tool is the integration with Jupyter Notebooks, which is used for machine learning and AI. So out of the box, this tool will provide a shared environment for you and your colleagues to work on Jupyter Notebooks and to design, I don't know, your machine learning algorithms to identify attacks in your network. So you have the traffic in one place, you have the power of a cluster and Hadoop and all power of an ELK stack or a stack with bits, whatever. And lastly, you have the power of a Jupyter machine learning notebook, which you can use to display graphs or to even predict when bad traffic is going to happen within your network. There's also a feature that it's a plugin that will help you identify, it will help you by notifying you via email or I don't know, integration with Slack and tools like that. Okay? This is something that you might want to take home. It's a good collection of some open source tools I showcased in London last year. It was a bigger presentation with some of these tools explained, but as you can see, there are some categories here, and in all of them, I've added open source alternatives. There are even some commercial ones, of course, but most of them do offer some free version, which is more powerful than nothing, of course. And as you can see here, again, OWASP. OWASP has a great tool. I mean, actually has a lot of great tools, but one of the most powerful projects within OWASP is the ZAP, which is a proxy you can use for vulnerability scanning. You can use it to identify I don't know, problems within your websites, within your APIs, how the application works. How many of you have used ZAP? Cool. Nice. You have also tools to, if you work with cloud providers and you work with certain directory services, you have open source tools to identify anomalies within those systems. A couple of years ago, in an OWASP meeting, we actually had a talk about 1 hour, maybe, about Let's Encrypt. Let's Encrypt, it's a free service that offers you SSL certificates which are valid in all the big browsers. I mean, all the browsers that really matter. And it's free. You have no excuse to not have HTTPS on your services, period. Just use it. It has a real nice system, automatic system, which allows you to automatically renew the certificates. You don't have to do anything. You just set it up. It gets automatically renewed. The period of expiration for OWASP for Let's Encrypt certifications is 3 months. But like I said, those get renewed automatically. So go home or go to your web server and add an SSL certificate for free and valid for all the browsers. Again, which matter. So you have also tools like Kali Linux and Metasploit. Kali Linux is free, but actually it's a distribution of Linux, which has many tools installed on it, like Metasploit, I don't know, lots of tools to work with security. You also have threat detection and prevention, like I said earlier in the first slide. But if you want something more powerful, you can use Alien Vault. They have a free offering. So they actually have your own CM, which is Security Incident and Event Management. That's a place where you can send all the data, all the data that you collect from the network, and they will display analytics on it by default. They have lots of default tools which you can use. What else? Again, on OWASP, OWASP is the maintainer of top 10 lists. These are lists which contain top 10 vulnerabilities for certain industries or for certain categories. Like you have the OWASP top 10 web vulnerabilities. Now we have developed in OWASP, actually a company from Israel has developed the OWASP top 10 serverless vulnerabilities. All of these, there is even one for OWASP top 10 APIs problems. So go over all those top 10 rules, because you can find the tools on the OWASP website that will allow you to identify those top 10 vulnerabilities within your systems, within your project, within your web applications, everywhere. And lastly, because we are living in a container world more and more, and everything is Docker and Kubernetes, you have open source tools for inspecting Docker, for inspecting Kubernetes, for inspecting cloud native systems, like everything that's serverless and like Lambda functions, serverless databases. A lot of things are now serverless, which is great because you don't have to patch the systems, you don't have to maintain the system, you don't have to take care of upgrading to a certain version of Python or Java or JavaScript. You have them there, you just select the version, everything's secured, and you just deploy your functions. But you need to make sure those functions are not badly written. So you have container security, and I've used a lot Anchor. This is a very nice tool which allows you to send a Docker image in their API, which you have on your network, and it returns the vulnerabilities from the host and of third-party tools which are installed. So if you have a Linux, an Ubuntu image which is very old, and you're using that in production somewhere, and you send that Ubuntu image to this analyzer, it will actually return a list with high, medium, and low severity vulnerabilities in that Docker container, which you might want to fix at some point. Okay, that's pretty much it. If you want, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. You can scan that with the LinkedIn application. It's going to automatically add a request to my account. And I'm here to answer any question you might have about OWASP, about open source tools, and I don't know, maybe some other questions that you might have. Thank you. Cool. Everything is clear. Perfect. Thank you.